This podcast is brought to you by Primary Arms. Primary Arms seeks to provide the best shopping experience for everything firearms. With over 13,000 products from over 400 top brands, Primary Arms carries a complete selection of rifles, handguns, firearms parts, shooting gear, apparel, and more. Every order comes with a commitment to superior service, backed by fast shipping and an expert support team. Primary Arms, serving freedom since 2008. Find out more at frn.deals/PA. Hello and welcome to the AR-15 podcast. This podcast is for you if you just bought your first rifle or if you've been building them for years. There is something we can all do to take our black rifle to the next level. My name is Nick Dooley. I am joined, as always, by my co-host, Garth Over.
Buddy, it's episode 316, which I didn't know about until you said something, so I got to do stuff like this. Oh, yeah! And because of copyright, that's all you're going to hear.
Yes, this is now banned from YouTube.
Probably.
Yes. So how are you doing tonight, Garth?
I am doing pretty well, driving the boat, first time out in a long while with that car. So getting it roadworthy because my motorcycle's no longer for a while. So getting that ready for the 727 poker round coming up here in a week over in Brookings.
Well, that will be a lot of fun.
It always is. It's always a good time for a great cause.
It really is. Anytime we can do stuff to support things like the DAV or other stuff like that, it's always great to do.
Usually we raise between $30,000 and $40,000, so it's just a fantastic time. 400 bikes show up, and we show up and we have a hoot.
Yep, I have. I've been there. I started on the very first one, and then about the time I weaned off of that, you guys picked it up.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, this is year 17. So
yep.
If you're in the South Dakota area and looking for something to do over Labor Day weekend, the 4th, I believe, is the Saturday, 4th or 5th. That Saturday of Labor Day weekend in Brookings at the Swiftel Center, we're going to have a massive poker run for the DAV. So come on out if you're a local in the area.
Yeah, even if you're just like semi-local.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, I know guys that'll drive 8-9 hours to this thing. So a ride, I should say. Yeah, that's kind of what's going on. I mean, what's going on with you?
Not a lot with me. We're just plugging away, getting the rest of the stuff going. That we worked cows, taught a class and worked cows last weekend, and pretty much just keeping on working and.
I've been doing anything but working. I went to the farm today and did a crop tour and looked at my sad I came down here. I was like, oh, I need an escape.
Yep, we all I do is work.
Eventually, I will. I'm just gonna try to put it off as long as I possibly can.
Yep. As a matter of fact, I got home from work today, and then I had to put night sights on 3 pistols.
The guy you did that for must be eternally grateful. Yeah.
Just we're real quick. We're gonna whip some sights out here.
Yeah. I'm sure he's gonna use those guns every day in like 3 years.
Something like that. I'm sure it'll definitely get use. I know.
They look really good in my safe. Okay, I have to have conformity.
I know.
All right.
And those are a inexpensive but also great variant of sight to use. Those Mariglows.
Mm-hmm. They're fantastic. I mean, for what? I don't know, what are they? 60 some bucks or something?
About $60.
Yeah, they're a true, a necessity to have. Really.
Yep. I mean, they're just a solid night sight, and I really like that one tritium vial in the front with a blacked out rear, and then a big orange dot for my terrible vision to pick up.
Oh yeah, I have learned how bad my vision has been over the last year. I need glasses. I have glasses. I just have them on right now, but
that's because you don't like to wear your glasses.
I don't like to wear them. I don't know how people keep them clean. I touch my face too much.
Yeah, or something.
Moving on.
Yep. So we will move right into our training tip of the week. And we have one this week. This is the Rockstar drill. So this was produced by Eric Lund. Your range is going to be at 10 yards. And it will have a standard USPSA target, so the standard cardboard target. Start position will be your carbine with a sling and 2 mags loaded with 6 rounds each, and a pistol with 1 mag loaded with 6 rounds. So you will need a shot timer for this, and drill, starting with the carbine at the low ready. On the beep, fire 6 rounds center mass, perform a bolt-locked reload, fire 6 more rounds center mass, transition to the pistol for 6 headshots. So carbine shots must stay in the AC zone of the target. Headshots can be anywhere in the head in order to count. And if you do it in under 10 seconds, well, you're a rock star.
Party like a rock star.
or something.
Or something, yeah. I don't know.
Party like a rock star.
That's impressive. That's 18 shots in 6 seconds. That is some sweet trigger control.
And a regular reload and a transition.
Yeah, that's good thing you have a sling.
Yeah, that's again, guys. If you don't have a sling yet, go get yours from Flatline Fiber Co.
I ordered 4 of them. I'm not gonna lie. I was really excited to get them until I realized that I didn't have the right hardware.
Well, I can help you out with some of that.
Oh, no worry. It's all on order now. I have it all coming in the mail. It's just it's not here. Well, I shouldn't say I don't have the right hardware. Two of my ARs I was putting them on do have the cutie clips, like the
cutie cups.
Yep. But my MOE Magpul stocks did not, and so I had to order some.
You can just thread those through so they're not QD.
I could, yes, but I have this this OCD thing where that's not gonna. No, I can't do that. I want it to look, what's
uniform?
No, not uniform. Operator.
Yeah. Okay. See, I have a mishmash.
Yeah.
Because I am way more function over form.
It just, I want everything to be the same, and
I know you have a little bit more OCD than I do.
Just a smidge.
Yep, and I have a lot of, if it works, why fix it?
I have that mentality with a lot of things, but when it comes to my firearms, then it's different.
Yep.
So.
All right. Well, and hey to everybody who's watching us live. I'm glad you guys can actually catch the show. You're going to see just how kind of unexciting we can be.
We are super unexciting. We're here.
Other than that, not a lot of other new and neat things going on. Going to do a little bit of carbine training. Hopefully coming up this weekend. Just some personal stuff. Might get out for a day or a half a day.
Well, I mounted my ATN scope last night, finally.
Well, that is super handy.
And it would be nicer if I had the rangefinder, but I broke that already before I even got out with it. So, whoops. But, I couldn't really tell in my basement. So, at 12:30 last night, I was laying on the concrete of my back patio, hoping that none of my neighbors came outside because I was totally sighting in my rifle. Not firing, but just looking through it and spying on neighbors 2 blocks away kind of thing.
So what did you think of the how the ATN digital night vision worked out?
It wasn't horrible. There was just too much ambient lighting from streetlights down the alley and stuff. So I mean, it showed everything. I mean, it was pitch black last night. I didn't have a moon to deal with. I had overcast. So it was actually pretty cool to be able to visualize that because I look up just normal eyesight and I couldn't tell what I was looking at, but through the scope, I could make out objects all over the place. So it was actually pretty nice.
Well, that's pretty awesome, actually.
So I am looking forward to to taking that out to the range, and I'm waiting for a much calmer day because we've had some wind the last couple nights or couple days. Nonsense. What's this? I'm sorry, I can't read and talk at
That's
the same
okay.
time.
We hope you don't triple charge anything either. So, nope. And well, depending upon what you're loading, triple charging could be a major issue, but I don't really have anything that I could triple charge. I have to think on that.
All right. Yeah.
Nothing has enough case volume for what I use.
So yeah, besides the ATN, got my SIG MPX order today, so thankful for you for that. Cause
Yep. Well, that's another one of those great things to be coming in. So that will definitely be taking your 9mm PCC game to kind of a new level.
it will, and I, as much as I wanted to get rid of my PSA, I kept that too because it's just a solid gun. So,
really, any of those direct blowback guns are just ridiculously simple and easy to use.
So, yeah, that's about all I've done recently is sell guns to buy guns because that's how I operate.
Yep.
If I could ever sell my Mercury, I'd buy a Scar, but everyone thinks I'm too high in the price. Whatever.
There's an old Alan Jackson song in there somewhere. So other things that have been going on in the world, the time period has closed now.
Yes.
For comments on the receiver,
but not on the brace.
Yes. So again, if you have not put in your comments on the brace, go turn the show off. Like you should have already done that because it takes 2 minutes of your time to do.
Well, I think they had like 291,000 comments for the first one, so that's solid.
Yeah, if only there was a way for us to.
If we only had this box that had unlimited information.
I'm not going to say unlimited information, but we'll say information.
Fair enough. Not depends on where you get it from, I guess.
Yeah, and whether or not that's accurate information could be another thing too.
Yeah, don't go to Calland News
or CNN
or MSNBC. Oh no, we're doing it again. Oh no. Some communists might not like this.
Oh, we're just saying don't go to CNN because any of the mainstream news articles don't appreciate the what actually might be happening.
Daily Mail, Washington Post, New York Times are just a few. Fox News, let's be real, they kind of suck too.
So while I'm looking at this up, I am looking at the Federal Register now to see how many have been submitted.
Jim, we appreciate you for doing that. Oh, there it is.
So there are currently 136,000 public comments.
It's a good start. We have until what day?
As I scroll down here.
Oh, go back up. I think it was 9/8.
Yep, until September 8th, you can submit comments. And so that's something that, again, guys, we have to be doing is submitting these comments just so we can let everyone know that we do not want our civil rights trampled.
Nope. Yeah. Gotta take care of it.
And that's all I have to say about that.
I'm there with you. You know what we should talk about? Before we get into our main topic of the day, we should tell the listeners some really exciting news.
That is true. We are excited to announce we have affiliate links now.
A few.
Well, we have one major one up right now.
We do,
and
more in the works.
Yep, and with that, guys, we all buy from them.
We do. I do. You do.
I mean, I know you're going to go out and look at it, and I know that we all get like that daily deal email, and we look at it and we're like, oh man, I could use another 10 PMags.
Yeah.
Or I could really use that 3-pack of blemish lowers. Whatever it might be. Maybe it's, Oh, they got a SIG MPX.
Yeah.
We are proud to announce that we are now affiliated with Palomino State Armory. They are not a direct sponsor, but they do have an affiliate link with us. So if you would go to either our Facebook page or the show's webpage on the Firearms Radio Network, we have our affiliate links to click through, and that way it doesn't cost you guys anything extra. You click through, get what you need, and you help the show out a little bit on the way. So doing that would be a great way to help us, and you still get your amazing deals from Palmetto State Armory.
And yeah, it's exciting because I have been a big promoter of theirs for a long time, and now to actually be affiliated with them is pretty neat.
It's neat.
It is neat. So,
yep. Well, that is good. So, as you alluded to before we get into our main topic tonight, is another one of from the crazy things that are the year 2021.
Yeah, kind of like breaking news because it just happened recently.
Yeah, this came into effect last week Friday. So I don't. My days all run together right now. So this kind of popped up on the evening of August 20th. And for anyone listening or watching that doesn't know what that is the Biden administration came through with the State Department and said they are adding more economic sanctions to Russia. And in the things they listed were Russian arms and ammunition, the ban of importation.
So basically, all the fun things from Russia.
I don't know. I guess they don't talk about vodka, but
no one needs vodka.
I don't drink clear liquor.
No.
So
isn't that for white women on diets?
Yes, that's. We do know an old guy who says that.
Yeah.
I think he puts it as clear liquor is for rich white women on diets.
Yeah.
That's how he phrased that.
That's fair.
But we don't all need to be like that guy at the bar. I mean, he can be a good time, but he's also a handful. So, in going through this, these sanctions prohibit and I'm going to be pulling some of this information I have from the explanation from Pew Pew Tactical, which if you guys just want like a daily news source to read while you're having your morning constitutionals or whatever it is, they are a great resource to look through because they have not just new products, but they will touch on a lot of the stuff in depth and have a lot of really good reporters. And what this round of sanctions means is it prohibits U.S. retailers and manufacturers from bringing Russian guns and ammo over to the U.S. Before, they would apply for a permit through an import FFL, and they would import all this stuff through, and they're going to have the approval process end on September 7th of 2001 due to the new sanctions. Now, before everyone goes out and buys all the steel case ammo, there is a little bit of silver lining that I'm going to shine on this. But all those tickets are good for 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
So that means that it will be 2023 at the latest, or at the earliest, that we would see ammunition shut off.
A lot of things can happen between now and 2023.
Yeah, but also with that, when you look at what a lot of these are, because the names that come through first when you hear Russian ammo, everyone goes woof
instantly.
Tula.
Mm-hmm.
I know Bernal is another one. So it's a Red Army Standard are some of the major players. But again, these are all your steel case ammunition guys, and Well, it doesn't have as big of an impact on our glorious AR-15s that are chambered in the proper caliber of 5.56.
Yeah, the no more ammo for the single shot SKS.
Yep. Yes, because we all know that what this is really, or not. We all know it's one of the major things this is going to pop up on is the 7.62 by 39 market, which we can build an AR in 7.62 by 39.
Can. I don't know who would, but you can.
I mean, at that point, build the 300 Blackout. But God, I'm starting to sound like VSO Gun Channel. No, it's you can do it. You will find it around. There is a lot of other ammunition that comes in, and there are some pretty cool calibers. 9 by 39 is only made in Russia right now. I don't know if anyone make it in the U.S. 5.45 by 39, which is a wicked little round, is almost all primarily made in Russia. But a lot of these places, like I'll circle back to. Oh yeah, I'll circle back to that.
Yeah, let me circle back to that.
But
yeah, go ahead.
Going back to Wolf. So Wolf actually is a brand importer that will import from several different places all over Eastern Europe, not just from Russia. Same goes with, I think Bernal is primarily Russia, and some Red Army standard had come from Serbia.
Soon to be Afghanistan.
I don't think we have a lot of import-export with them right now.
Not yet.
And then I'd be more looking for like brass case 855A1.
Okay.
But I don't even want to talk about that.
No, we'll circle back to that.
I don't have enough bourbon and to talk about that, and no one wants to hear my feelings on
no, it'd be fun.
No, I don't think it would. But several of these importers will have time either to bust out, because it doesn't matter if you're importing like one box of ammunition,
yeah,
or like a cargo ship full.
So you think mass quantity is going to hit the market in a major way?
I think what's going to happen is for 6 months,
yeah,
we're not going to have anything.
Okay.
Because I think the market at large will panic buy, and that is going to cause the price of ammunition to skyrocket again.
Go back up. Okay. Yeah.
Because the steel case 9mm and 5.56 and 7.62 by 39 that were coming in cheap are what was starting to bring brass case back down to a semi-reasonable level. If you eliminate the cheap ammo options, now you might see some of the brass case skyrocket again, because, well, if they're paying 60 cents a round for Wolf, they'll pay 80 cents a round for Federal, or Remington, or whatever it is that you want to put in.
Winchester, yeah, any PMC.
You might see another spike in the market, but guys, don't go out and panic buy.
Don't do it.
No.
All right, don't do it. I will not do it anymore.
Well, there's a difference between panic buying and buying 1,000 rounds a month, because you shoot 1,000 rounds a month.
I do, so it's fair.
Yeah,
but to some people that is panic buying, though. So
I know it's I've had that look before, even semi-recently, like within the last month or so, because even having 9mm or 223 available, I walked in and was like, oh, it's $390 for a case of 1,000 9mm. Just walked by and grabbed that and walked out of the store with it. And the guy went, really, you're going to buy 1,000 rounds? I was like, this is a drop in the bucket for me in a year, man.
Yeah.
And
well, I mean, because I bought that steel case not too long ago, and I think I've got 200 rounds left out of it. And it was 2 months ago that I bought it. So yeah.
Yep. Buying to replenish what you're using is not panic buying.
And that's just once every 2 weeks at our local matches. So, oof.
Yeah, it's it's defining. So you guys that are listening in via Facebook or YouTube, what do you guys think the definition of panic buying is? Because for me, it's not like, oh, ammo might be kind of hard to find, I should buy another 1,000 rounds quick. Because if it's hard to find in 2 months, having that extra 1,000, if I have an extra 1,000 around, it's kind of like buying an extra can of beans when you're at the store.
Yeah.
It's oh, hey, I'm a little long on the paycheck this week. How about I grab some extra spaghetti noodles or Bisquick? It's, ooh, we got the finer things.
Yeah.
That is one thing about it. But so you might be asking what happened to make this sanction come about.
Well, I have an idea of what made it happen.
Well, what do you think made it happen?
Well, we have a incompetent leader in the White House. That's what made it happen.
Well, that is definitely some people's opinion.
So,
and the official reason given for the sanctions was the 2020 poisoning of Alexei Navalny. So this guy was a Russian lawyer, an anti-corruption activist, and all these things. And on a plane, he got allegedly poisoned with a nerve agent. And it wasn't allegedly. He got poisoned with a nerve agent, allegedly by the Russian government. And he went back to Russia and now is facing a prison sentence of 2 years or more. So because of this, we said, hey, the government said, hey, we're not going to tolerate this. So we're not going to let you import ammunition anymore.
Yeah, okay. That seems fair.
And I think the average Joe citizen of the United States probably had no idea who this dude was.
I had no idea who this dude was until you read his name. And I still don't care. And I don't care if that sounds horrible.
Yes, it's a terrible thing. And it's no one wants people to get poisoned or hurt or anything like that. But this also kind of seemed like a problem or a solution looking for a problem. Now, with that said,
exactly, Mike. I'm with you.
So, with all of that said, and again, we're talking about ammunition and a lot of the cheapest ammunition on the market.
Yeah.
Now, I know there are many people in our listening audience that are going to say, well, that won't affect me.
But it will.
Well, they won't, because they will say things like, well, I would never run steel case ammunition in my guns.
I wouldn't either, but cheap is cheap.
Well, we have a saying in the shop. If it can't run steel, it doesn't deserve brass.
Fair.
Because I have guns that run absolute crap. And it's because when I go out to test fire guns, I just got to make sure they run. And it's not caring about super accuracy or stuff like that. So running all of those things, there are times when having access to that cheap ammo is super important. I know if you remember back when we interviewed POF, Patriot Ordnance Factory, they were talking about testing their guns, and he even said, hey, man, we were running cheap Wolf ammo because it's what we could get.
Yeah, I do remember that.
So when the high-end guys are running it too, because it's what's available right now.
Yeah.
If you're a shooter, you're going to shoot. It's just sometimes you might not have a stack of 1,000 855 laying around.
Well, it's sad to think that when you look in your gun cabinet and you go, oh, there's the Winchester target loads. I better save those for a good day.
Yeah, I don't have that.
That's my last 1,000 I just bought.
Yeah, so there is some things to be said about that, where having, steel ammo isn't terrible. It's not the great. It's definitely not what I would prefer to run.
It's not what I would take out to the range and use to sight in my rifle by any means.
No, no, it definitely wouldn't be used for that. I have sighted in a rifle before, and I've had some issues with that before. Or, well, not issues, but so I'm going to answer this question here quick that we popped up on the screen, and that's going to feed right into the next part of this question. So Mike says, couldn't they just move here and make it, or could someone start making it here for us? Well, they are. So this is one of those. They are making ammunition here in the U.S. about at capacity, but there are currently 3 places in the world that manufacture primers.
And didn't they have a major malfunction with one of the factories?
No, that wasn't for primers. That was another deal in 2019 where a chemical plant burned up.
But it affected the primers.
It affected primers greatly. But so here in the U.S., we have one plant that makes primers. And, like CCI, Remington, Vista, all those are kind of one company.
Yeah.
And you can guess what company it is that owns that. It starts with a V and ends in a ISTA. But then there is a Russian company, and there is, I believe, an Italian or German company. It's, there's a Eastern European and a Western European nation that makes them, and then there is another company in Russia. So while you say, can't they just move them here? The problem with it is there a lot of it's going to be components as well, and so it's you're shipping all this in, and while I haven't read the exact thing to see if they could still ship, their Russian primers here. I know I have a box of Tula primers from way back in the day that are out in the reloading bench that I found dirt cheap at a gun show, and I don't think I've ever cracked that box open. But there are some alternatives to the Russian ammo. And those are things like the Cellar Bellet and the Privi Persicin. And those are, I want to say, Serbian, because I've ordered the Privi ammo before, and it is a Serbian ammo that generally comes out brass case, and it works awesome and goes off without a hitch. I think you're going to see some of these plants move production away from Russia, especially if they have plants in multiple countries. It will become a product of Poland or a product of Yugoslavia or a product of Serbia. I mean, it might still have a lot of the same Russian flavor.
Yeah, it's migrate across the border,
Yeah,
Ukraine or something,
But back into the building it here, it goes into some of the same reasons why during the ammo shortages or during this last ammo drought we had, it's, hey, we're all out of ammunition. We need to spool up and build more.
Yeah.
Well, the machines that make ammo, like especially on an industrial scale, are hundreds of thousands of dollars. Or it's like, you can get a Mark 7 for $50,000, however you want to say it, if it's used or something like that. And there's enough guys who run a fly-by-night outfit that has a Dillon 1050 with an Autobot, and they make 9mm. That I have bought from those guys before and had squibs on the first mag out. So there's something to be said about having a commercial spec ammunition loader. And it's if you went through and built the magazine and built the bigger production line to step up to go, hey, we have this unprecedented demand. Let's expand. We're going to build a new building. We're going to build all this out. And then you build it all. Well, you're talking like hundreds of millions of dollars in investment. And I don't know if anyone here has tried to build anything recently, but if you're going to try and build a factory, like especially one that deals in explosives,
yeah,
the EPA and the government and everything else is not going to make that go super lickety split quick. Like there's probably some of them that are just getting maybe completed or half finished now if they attempted to start it when the ammo crisis first kicked off a year and a half ago.
So they just weigh down in sanctions anyway, and then you'd be screwed no matter what.
Yes, it's well, not just sanctions. Like sanctions is what happened here.
Yeah,
and how this got hit. And I have heard before that something like 40% of the ammunition that comes into the U.S. is Russian made. I don't know if that's an accurate number.
But again, that's mostly 7.62 caliber. Mostly.
Oh, 7.62, like all the Tokarev ammunition, all the Makarov ammunition, a lot of steel case 9mm, a lot of steel case even 45, but primarily 9mm. I'd say your most common rounds would be 7.62 by 39, 9mm, 5.56, and then you'd get into your Makarov and Tokarev rounds. Well, those aren't super common. There are people who are, currently running all those things through. And, well, I don't run a Mac, I don't run a Makarov. Mm-hmm. They have that to run through and keep things coming. But there will be calibers that are affected by this greatly, and some of them more so than others. But you will see the bleed over of this into a lot of other things. And I'm not saying it's going to affect day-to-day life or day-to-day shooting, but you probably will see a uptick in ammo prices.
So yeah, basically what you're saying is as long as people don't panic buy, which we know is going to happen anyway, ammo could relatively stay the same until around 2023, but because people are going to freak out because we've been hit by multiple people already asking us what we should do.
Well, and to that end is we don't want to say freak out until 2023.
Yeah.
Because now keep in mind that what I just said before, where government's having to do this and plan everything and step it out, and they can do it cheaper because labor is cheaper in Yugoslavia than it is here.
Obviously.
But if they wanted to open another Serbian ammo factory to pick up the slack, they now have 2 years to get it into production. So getting it in 2 years notice that you need to build an uptick in your factory elsewhere might actually cause a lot of good things for some of these other European nations, and might bring back cheap ammo.
Is there a little overthrow in there somewhere?
I don't know what you're talking
about. All right, just curious. Okay. Look, the sky.
Hey, look, the ground.
Yeah. Oh, cool.
No, so that is the Russian ammo. So it's to shoot steel or not to shoot steel.
That's kind of a bummer because I actually really I bought steel right away when I first got into shooting and then learned how much, not complete crap, but it was junk ammo. And so I switched over to brass completely. But I don't know, some of the stuff they're making now, isn't half bad, especially in the 9mm. I run all steel 9mm for my competitions, and I have no issues at all. So it's a little bit of a bummer right now for me.
Well, I mean, even Winchester now is making USA forged.
Yeah,
which is their steel case ammunition that they're making here in the U.S. because it is cheaper to stamp steel out than brass a lot of times.
it is,
and it's not a terrible thing, but it's also knowing the different lacquers and how things will affect your firearms. Steel, I'm not going to say is the greatest thing for your guns.
Oh, it's definitely not. I just, the main purpose of why I shoot steel, especially at these competitions, is because I don't feel bad about leaving it on the ground.
Fair.
If I'm leaving brass and going, I can come back and get that later. But I know there's 5 other guys at the range going, when he leaves, I'm going to come back and get that later.
Yes, that happens.
So
it's kind of like when I teach classes sometimes. I have legitimately had a guy waiting with a 5-gallon bucket.
I believe that.
For everyone to leave to come through and pick up pistol brass. But that's all just part of the game. And well, it might be a little bit of a bummer right now because, well, the hits just keep on coming in 2021.
Yeah, it hasn't slowed down.
And this latest attack, well, I shouldn't even call it an attack. These latest sanctions were not designed to help the firearms industry.
No, not at all.
So having that capability, or where those things are coming, is where we, the consumers, need to look into doing some other things. Where I know that we have listeners who are reloaders, and maybe in the near future we'll have one of the guys from the Reloading podcast on to talk about reloading for your AR.
That'd be all right. Just
to get another look at how to get some economic viability into shooting, and not just looking up the hitting up AmmoSeek and where to find the cheapest ones. I know that popping up in the comments there is Airsoft. I have some Airsoft guns that are no joke.
Yeah, I shot it last time we were down here, and it was kind of scary.
Yeah, I can tell you that after a month, I still have welts from getting shot with Airsoft guns. The last time I went and did force on force training.
I'm so mad I missed that.
Yes, but no, Airsoft can be a very viable option, especially at closer ranges. The other benefit of Airsoft, you can kind of do that one in your garage, guys.
You can.
So that is an option. And but those are things that we're going to be looking forward, and just giving some economical alternatives to how you go through. Another way to do it, which Garth was not really super into at first, the 22s. Get a 22. Or, well, Garth, you've always been a rimfire guy.
I've always been a 22 guy.
Yep. I was thinking of Jacob for a second.
Yeah. I can't say enough good things about the 22 caliber because they have a variant of every gun out there.
Yep. And getting an AR and running the 22s so you get that practice with that cheaper ammunition is a great option as well.
Yeah. And 22 AR, 22 bolt, 22 revolver, 22 pistol. They have the Glock 44 if you want repetition for pistols, man. I mean, just what a fantastic caliber. I cannot say enough good things about it. Yep.
And again, one of my favorite versions of that is the CMMG. that you just swap the bolt out.
Yeah, for $210,
and you use your existing rifle and it's set up and everything like that, and use their mags, and it starts kicking out, so you can run 22.
Yeah,
and that is a great training opportunity. And it used to be said, well, I can buy a lot of ammunition for $200. Well, right now you can buy like 200 rounds.
Yeah,
and you can buy that conversion and 200 rounds of 22 for
yeah.
Those things all work very, very well. And okay, Seth, I know that you posted a picture or posted this question in our listener questions as well, but we just didn't see it in time. Opinion on the 50 BMG upper conversions. I am personally not a huge fan.
I got nothing to follow on that. So,
I have played around with one. It was a single shot one. I don't remember if it was the Safe Harbor Firearms one or not. I do know that I want to say it was the Safe Harbor Firearms. The ATF decided that it was its own firearm when it was the upper, because of something about how the trigger, like with a hammer actuated striker in the bolt or something like that. There was something goofy with it, and because they clipped on to a standard AR-15 lower, and you could rock out a 50 BMG. I played with one once, and it was a purely novelty item. And personally, I don't see the 50 BMG as an accurate cartridge for long range. If you're going to go to extreme long range shooting, go with something like a 338 Lapua instead. And that's my thoughts on that.
all right. Nah, like the biggest gun I have is a 308, so I can't say anything about long range shooting.
Well, I dipped my toe in it before.
You have. I've heard some awesome stories.
Yeah, I've dabbled in it a time or two.
My thought is, I know there's someone out there with a bigger gun who's a better shot than I am, and so rather than waste my time with that, I hone my skills at 400 and in.
Well, and that's a great place to be. Like that's a very practical way to look at it. There are a lot of people who get into the PRS shooting and running the long range game, and it is more of a game than it is anything else.
When I have to start doing math to have fun, it's no longer fun.
Oh, you say that till your ring steel at a mile.
I have trouble hearing it at 200 yards. I'm not going to do it at a mile.
Yeah, there's really neat systems for that.
I know there is, and yes. No, I'm not. No. I'm already in the process of trying to sell a car to buy a gun. I can't imagine what kind of money I would spend on something like that.
This is true.
So,
this is very true. So, guys, I don't really have anything else to mention on the Russian ammo debacle.
No.
Do you, Garth?
No, it was news to me. I was sad to hear about it, but we'll get through it. We got through this last one. So,
oh, sorry, I was reading one of the comments of hearing back about the thoughts on my 50 cal thoughts. So I was reading the comment.
Words are good.
Yeah, words and things.
Yeah, words
They're
and
hard.
things. Yes.
Yes, even though allegedly we're supposed to be good at those.
No. They didn't know what they were getting into when they asked us to do this. When they asked you to do this, when you asked me to do this, we didn't know. It
was, hey, I'm just going to talk into this box.
Yeah, well.
And maybe someone on the internet will be there. And now we have them.
We do.
Yes.
And we thank you guys for doing that.
Yes, thanks so much to everybody who hangs out and listens to our incessant ramblings. And we are here. They're in the not so far away future, there will probably be a little bit of an interrupt in the show.
Yeah.
There'll be some things going on to make things a little bit harder for a couple months to record, or for, well, a couple weeks at least to record till we get some scheduling things figured out. Not really by either one of our choice, because Uncle Sam had plans for one of us, so we'll have to work around some of that. And when those things kick in, it's just there might be a slight interruption of podcasts for a couple weeks, but don't worry, we're not quitting on you guys, and we will be continuing to put out good content. It just might take us a little bit to get back in the groove of things when we get the new scheduling down.
Yep, that's pretty much the best way to describe it. So
yep. So we'll have that stuff going on, and we are still going to keep putting this out. And again, guys, we love all the feedback and content we get from you guys.
We do.
And we will probably have a couple shows pre-canned and ready to go to put out while we're transitioning. Is that the right word to use?
Yeah.
Can we say that word in 2021?
I don't want to anymore now.
But we might try and pre-schedule a couple of these shows just to make something happen. But if in the event something does pop up where a week goes by and there isn't a show,
yeah,
know that we are not abandoning you.
No, thanks, Joe Biden.
And it's just going to take a little bit of time for us to get some of the swings in, and we will be right back. And, well, I don't really have a lot of other things to say this week. I know that we've got a couple projects coming down coming down here. We have another news story that I should touch on.
By all means.
And this one I don't have all of the details on, or a lot of. The rare breed triggers.
I've heard some things about them. No, yeah.
So the rare breed triggers, FRT, forced reset trigger. Think of this kind of like it forces the reset, and what they did was they had a lawyer who knew something about guns.
Yeah.
Go, hey guys, if you made a trigger that did this, it would comply with their definition of not being a full auto.
Yeah. So
they made this, and people liken it to a bump stock often.
Yeah, I actually saw a few videos during the Sturgis rally out in Aladdin, Wyoming. They had a general store out there, gun shop, and if you bought the ammo, you could shoot it.
Yep,
and it was pretty sweet.
Yeah, I've seen them. I've played with them. I've done some things like that, and they went through, and the ATF sent them a cease and desist letter saying that they had made a machine gun.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I shouldn't say that. They had an agent and a lawyer show up to their office, which was also their lawyer's office.
Yeah.
Convenient. And they said, hey, you need to do this. And he goes, okay, did you see the trial? Like, they asked him a bunch of questions back, and they said no. And he goes, okay, well, since you can't answer the questions and never saw any actual testing or evaluations done, you can't prove it, so we're not going to stop. And they kind of just closed the door on the ATF. And they replied back with a rebuttal to the ATF in a very public letter and a very public video. And they are refusing to stop making and selling their triggers, regardless as to what the ATF says.
Bravo. Bravo.
Like, they're straight up thumbing their nose at them. Just...
I kind of feel like this is going to happen more and more. People are tired of crap like this.
Well, they made it within the wording of the law.
Yeah.
And it's very interesting, and it will be a very interesting case to follow.
Look forward to seeing more on it. So,
yep. So that is something to keep your guys' eyes out for, and those are things that I think are great. And they might be a separate company from another one, but they have a little bit to do with Spikes Tactical. So if you wanted to support a company that was doing things like that, maybe send some money to Spikes Tactical and buy some of their stuff. And, well, we don't have an affiliate code with them.
No, not yet.
We do appreciate what they do.
Yeah.
So speaking of affiliate codes, guys, check out our Facebook. I know I did put the link up on the Instagram. I didn't put it in the bio, so it's like super hard to copy and paste from Instagram. But you can find it on Facebook. You can find it on our website.
Yes.
At firearmsradio.tv/AR-15.
And beyond that, they can find us through the Teesprings app, or not app, but Teesprings. It's also on the Radio Firearms Network. I can't say the whole link because it's insanely long, but please go out and check our merch out. And you can also find us on the AR-15 Podcast 2.0 on Instagram, AR-15 Podcast on Facebook. And if you have any concerns, gripes, moans, groans, AR-15 Podcast 2.0 at gmail.com.
Yep. And again, guys, be checking out, subscribing to our YouTube channel. We will be posting some more content up there to come, since now we have at least 2 night vision devices that are capable of recording.
Yes.
And we might be doing some stuff with that. So maybe look for an actual review on some ATN stuff. And just check out some videos there. Maybe we'll show you some other neat things in the video files that will come about later. But other than that, you got anything else to say, Garth?
Oh, just happy trails until we meet again.
Yep. And I'm still not singing. So you guys out there, you stay safe and stay armed.